Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Exercise 1m. This is my second video for the exercise. In my first video I explained how can we draw the inequalities, means when we have already the range of the values, or you can say we know the inequalities, how can we draw them on the number line. Now the second part of the exercise says like how can we find the range of any number after correcting it given to let's say to one decimal place or to two decimal places. Like they will give us a number, how can we find the range of that number correcting it to one decimal place or two decimal places. So let's start directly the questions, and with the help of the questions I will explain the idea. So here is question number 21. What are they asking you to do? They said illustrate a number line, the range of the possible values for each of the following corrected numbers. Now let me explain you this question in detail, and then the next of the questions obviously they will become very easy for you. Now they said they want you to find the range. First you have to find the range of 1.5 correct to one decimal place. Now remember, I will give you some ideas here. When it says correct to one decimal place, what are you going to do? You will take 0.1, one decimal place, and then you will divide it by 2. If you divide 0.1, it will give you 0.05. Okay, now what are you going to do with the 0.05? Whatever the number is given, like right now the number is given 1.5. Let's say it's x. So once you will add 0.5 into it, and once you will add and once you will subtract the same number to get, you can say, the lower part of the range and the upper part of the range, right? Once this number will be added, once it will be subtracted. If you will subtract it, you will get the lower number, and when you will add it, you will get the upper number of the range. Okay, what's if you have two decimal places? They want you to round it to two decimal places. Then you will not take only 0.1, you will take it as 0.01 and then divide it by 2. So your answer will become 0.05. Same. Then this, once it will be subtracted 0.005, and once it will be added, right, to get the lower and the upper limit. Let's say if they ask you to round any number, let's say correct to 100 pounds, right? Now again they want you to round it like correct to 100 pounds. Correct to 100 pounds means whatever will be the number. Let's say the actual price is 2000, right? So 100 pounds means 50 will be you will divide it by 2. Your answer will become 50. So once 50 will be subtracted from it to get the lower limit, and once 50 will be added to get the upper limit. So it will become 2000. The range will become, let's say, 2000 and wait, let me write it again. When you will add it, it will become 2050, and then in the middle you can say x or whatever. Right now this part I will explain you later. So, and the other smaller number will two ranges, right? So mainly you have to look at this part of the question and then divide it by 2. And by the way, if for the decimal places, I will tell you another easy way. Let me show you, just one second. Let me erase it first. Okay, for example, if it's 1.5, right? So you can go with this method. If you think this method is easy for you, you can go with this method. Like what will you do? It says one decimal place, you will take 0.1 divided by 2, it's becoming 0.05. So you will say 1.5 minus 0.05 will give you this side of the range. What it will be? It will be 1.45, right? and now on the other side you will add 0.05. what it will give you? It will give you 1.55. now how can you write the inequality? You will say x is less than 1.55, and on the other side you will say x is greater than or equal to 1.45. this will be your answer. Now another question, why I have written over here less than or equal to, and why I have written only this one less than 1.5? because you can see if I round this one to one decimal place, let me show you with a different color, it's 1.45. if I want to round it to one decimal place, so obviously I will draw a line here to take only one decimal place. Now 5 says add one more, so when I will add one more over here, for sure it's becoming the same number 1.5, right? But if I take it 1.55, okay, let's draw a line because I want to round it to one decimal place, so obviously I will draw a line here. So one says add one more, it will not become 1.5. so this shows that for this one it's fine, but for here I need the values less than 1.55, line 1.55 hundredths. The value should be less than this. That's why always when you are dealing with, you can say, with such inequalities, this side will be usually, most of the time, like we take it like greater than or equal to, and this one is less than only. Clear? Okay. Now what I was going to tell you another method. What is that method? Like simply you can say, if you have 1.5 and you want to make it correct to one decimal place, just add 1 0 over here. Now look at this, it's 1 and 50 hundredths. Subtract 5 from it, it will give you 0.05. so if 50, subtract 5 from 50, so it will give you 45. Add 5 to 50, so it will give you 1.55. so it means looking at this 50 you can make it 55, looking at this 50 you can make it 45. I'm talking only about the decimal part. So it will give you the range of the values. So this one in the middle you can write x, and here you can write less than, and here you can write less than or equal to. Now how can we make the number line for such cases? It's very simple, no need to draw in detail. Simply you will mention 3 points on the number line. What is in the middle? It's 1.5 in the middle, right? Here the upper limit is 1.55 and the lower limit is 1.45. Now how can we draw the circles? Because 1.45 has this underlined less than case, so you will draw a circle and it will be shaded, and this one has like only less than case, so it will be a blank or an open circle. This will be a shaded or a closed circle, and simply draw a line between them to show that all the values, the range is this one, right? Only the first step, like a question, will be difficult. The next question you will find them very easy. Now here it says one decimal place, so I will explain you with both methods. What the easiest method is, when you know it's one decimal place, just one more 0 here to make it 2 decimal places, right? Now this one is 60, so subtract 5 from 60, so what it will become? It will become 55. Now subtract 5. Okay, now I'm talking only about the decimal part. Add 5 in the decimal part, so this one will become what? 0.65. and what will be in between them? X. This one will be less than case, this one will be greater than or equal to case. So it's ready, right? But if you want to go with like the other method in which I told you, you have to divide. Okay, look at this. One decimal place means you have to take 0.1, divide it by 2. In step 1 you will divide it by 2. Your answer is becoming 0.05. So what do we have to do with this 0.05? You will write 0.6, subtract from it 0.05, and then add in it 0.05, so that you will get here 0.65 x, and on the other side you will get 0.55. 55. So see, I added here, subtracted here to get the upper and the lower limits. So this is our answer. Here you can see the answer. Now how we will draw the number line? Very easy. I just have to mention 3 points on the number line like this. Here it will be 0.55. This is 0.55 actually. It's not 1. Okay, 0.55 here and 0.65 here. And what will be in the center? This number 0. You can write it 60 or 0.6 both. Okay, then how we will draw the circles? This circle will be a shaded or a closed circle. This one will be an empty or open circle, and then you will draw a line to show that this is the range. Clear? Let's solve one more question. Here it says 0.52 correct to 2 decimal places. So this is the keyword, 2 decimal places, right? Okay, now what are you going to do? If you go in a short way, what can you write? Because you can put an extra 0 here, right? And then here, like subtract 5 from it, add 5 into it. I'm talking only about the decimal part. Remember, here 5 will be added, 5 will be subtracted. So this one will become 0.515, I mean thousands, and here it will be 0.525 thousands, and then again x will be in the middle. On this side, the up where we have the upper limit, we always put this symbol, and on the side where we have the lower limit, we put this symbol, right? Okay. The other way is, let me show you from here in step 1. Now because it's 2 decimal places, so you will take 2 decimal places here, 0.01 divided by 2, your answer is becoming 0.05. Now in this 0.05, once it will be added to 0.52, so it's giving you 0.525, and when you subtract it, I think I forgot to put the subtraction sign here, so when you subtract it, it gives us 0.515. So finally you can check your answer. The answer is here, this one. And now last step, how can we draw it on a number line? Just you have to mention 3 points on the number line because they are exactly on equal distance from each other. So here we will be having 0.52 or 520, right? And here we will be having 0.515, 0.525. Okay, this one will get a shaded or closed circle, this one will get an empty or open circle, and then you will draw the line between them. That's all for this video, girls. Hope you understand it.